Well, here we are in my backyard, and what I've been doing today, or this afternoon, is mining my backyard. If you see all those buckets over there, they contain dirt that I brought up here and never processed, or dirt that I have processed once and need to run one more time to see what's left in the cons. There's a bunch of dirt here, so what I did is I set up my little junior high banker from the California Sluice Box Company. I've got that running into the California Sluice Box River Sluice, and changed the angle, of course, for the larger sluice, so I'm getting a little slower flow across it, and I'm running a regular high banker flow on the top here, and I'm getting so much black sand and gold, because I can see some nice little chunks of gold that have shown up here in some of the riffles, that every once in a while I have to stop and just run plain water for a little while and get a stick and clean out the riffles and drop everything into that bucket that's up on the left hand side there. I put that under the main sluice and just clean the riffles out, and it drops right in there. So I'm going to have a bucket of super concentrates with lots of gold. There's got to be tons and tons of very fine gold. Some of the places that we have gone have had just immeasurable quantities of very, very fine flour gold. And this is what I'm using to capture that, and we'll probably run that super concentrate through the blue bowl after I screen everything down to 30, 50, and 100. So it'll be very interesting to see how much gold I get. But this is kind of a neat little operation. I'll give you a quick example here. I'll just turn on the flow in here. And you can see we've got a nice flow running down through the sluice on the bottom. Sorry for the shaky camera work here. We have a spoonful of material here. These buckets have been sitting out, and so I've got leaves and all kinds of nasties in here. Just run right on through. Scrape the leaves out. Maybe I'll be doing that with my hand. But you can see how this little junior high banker works. And I normally run it on a 750 gallon per hour bilge pump, which works just fine for it. In this particular case, I'm going ahead and taking things right off the hose from the house, and I figure I'm making more in gold than I'm spending on the water bill, so things are working out here. Alright, back to unshaky camera work. But as I say, we will see what shows up here. This is kind of a neat setup, and like thus far it's working like a charm. So I'll give you a shot of the gold that I get out of here when I finish. But boy, I got a lot of buckets to process between now and then. Well, here we are about to start running the material that we did the backyard high banking in. We're going to run this through the blue bowl, and in order to run things through a blue bowl, you have to classify it to 30, 50, and 100 mesh, and that way you get the best results from your blue bowl. First thing on the agenda, though, is to remove the ice from the panning tray. All right. It was a little cold last night. It snowed like crazy yesterday, and we have Wayne here doing, well, now you just threw ice in the other panning tray. Minor details. Now Wayne's hands are going to be frozen.
They are.
All right, they are already, so that means going back into the material in the bottom of that one we're going to run through the classifier And you can stand back by the heater and warm your hands up again. That's what's going on. Anyway, we're going to run the material that's left in the bottom of the panning tray. That I don't know if there's any gold left in there or not, but I got a suspicion there might be. And we'll run all this through the blue bowl. And right now we're in the process of setting up the blue bowl. For setting up your blue bowl, we have the bin that the blue bowl comes in. Then what you do is you get 3 adjustable little clips that go on the side of a standard size bucket, and you put the blue bowl in on top of that. Let me just set that on there for jellies here for a second. Alright, and then you can adjust to exact level of the blue bowl with a bubble, and with a bubble level I generally put something completely flat right across the top of the hole in the center of the blue bowl, and then put a little target bubble right there. And I don't know if you can see the bubble or not, but it's dead center right now, so I am just really ready for this. Alright, we're going to fill up with water. You can see down here at the bottom we have our bilge pump, and we'll be attaching everything and getting running here in a few minutes. Alright, well, what we're doing here is doing our classification of materials down to 30, 50, and 100 mesh, and we'll be processing in the blue bowl the minus 30, minus 50, and minus 100. And better stop right there. Most of this material is cleaned off. They're pretty clean stuff. How come my hose is probably freezing up? Wouldn't doubt it. It's not exactly warm out here. What the heck is going on with the hose? I got a piece of ice in there? I might. And you can see we stacked our classifiers at 30, 50, and 100.
Yeah, if you shake it with the bottom one, wouldn't all 3 of them be shaking?
There we go. Alright, now I'm back in the business. We probably could have picked a warmer day to do this. Something above 35 degrees would be nice. Anyway, now we lift out the plus 30s, dump them in a pan for later processing through a bucket sluice concentrator or a small stream sluice. This stuff's really glued up on me here. Get a good shot of the snot dripping out of my nose there. Yeah. It's cold outside, kids. Alright. Clean this water off. And you can see the consistency of the material we'll be dealing with. finally were to get down to the 100. And that was ice going right down my my neck. Well, you can't say that we aren't true blue dyed-in-the-wool prospectors. Take a shot of Ray. Yes, I got a shot of you, but they didn't see Ray show up. The idea is, he who stands closest to the heater wins.
Of course, the only shot you got of me is pulling the ice off of the tray.
Well, you went right to the heater and warmed your hands up, didn't you, buddy? All right. That's the name of the game.
Oh,
Okay,
we had
back
another avalanche off of the pickup over here.
Yeah. And we're down to the bottom of the bucket. This is a good place to be. Scoop this stuff. I have seen some gold when I was originally processing this stuff.
I saw a couple big pieces of fool's gold over here.
Oh, there's a ton of pyrite in this stuff. There is a just absolute ton of pyrite here. Yep.
Got the mill-full stuff, huh?
Right.
We call the pyrite Dennis gold.
Yeah, right. We could. Dennis is probably going to watch this video and go, "Wait a minute."
He'll remember
His
his little screw up when he was a greenhorn.
Yes, he was a greenhorn.
Why, how much of it did he collect?
Oh no, when Dennis first got here, he just got
A
here
couple vials full.
from North Carolina, right? And he had bought that claim on eBay, and he showed up. He had a truck full of brand new equipment, never been used, new pans, new classifiers, everything else in the world. And he went up and he worked on the his claim. Well, then he shows up with Tom and Wayne, whom I'm down teaching at the creek, and he says, "Well, can I said, "In a while I'll show you what's going on." He says, "Well, I already went through the claim," and he says, "I got this," and he pulls out a 2-ounce vial, right? And he says, "Look at all the gold I got out of the claim." And I said, "Hate to tell you that, but all that is pyrite, And so he didn't have a speck of gold, and that's why 2 weeks later I took him up to the claim and showed him where to dig, and he found gold on his claim and ended up being one very happy camper.
Yeah.
I forget which video that is.
Probably not as happy as what he was when he thought he was getting all that gold.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Well, just in case Dennis does watch this, we better clarify that it's South Carolina and not North.
Oh, it is South Carolina. Yeah, that's right. I forgot that. My bad.
That'd be important to Dennis.
That's right. Okay. All right. Boy, that stuff is just packed up in there. That's amazing.
Well, 50 mesh is
Dennis
pretty
is
fine.
Plumber, right?
Yeah, Dennis is plumber.
So he's always thought of that brown stuff as gold. Even.
At least money, huh?
All right. You think this stuff is fine when you get to the bottom of the orange bucket here? And the idea is you want to get everything into its proper classification. All right. All right, this is our minus 30 right here. My glove off. Lord knows there might have been a piece of gold there.
Yeah, well, he just went down to the next one.
Okay. Last but not least, the minus 50 here. Start moving around. Splash yourself, Rick. Gets in here so fine when you let the water through. Lift it up a little bit. And you gotta scrub the screen. As long as it takes the water you get out of there. That is some very fine material. All right.
But not as fine as that.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and cut it off. All right. Well, as you can see, we're all huddled around the heater and processing the gold. This is the result from the minus 30s.
Oh, but inside
And
that, you do missing the river.
Let's see if we can come in on that a little bit. It's the shot of the gold. But this is not. Let me back up and see if I can zoom in on it and make it any better. There it is. All right. Yeah, that's the gold from the minus 30s. And we'll see what we get from minus 50. All right, here we have the minus 50 gold. Without a real close-up lens on this thing, you can't really see too well, but look at all that gold sitting there at the bottom of the blue ball. Very, very, very fine stuff. Just a little bit of black sand left in there with it. But a decent amount of gold for a very small amount of material processed. Now here we have the minus 100
I got at the house that's half full
gold,
of sand and dumped it in.
and I'm just going to have to zoom in here, and you can see, I hope, all of the gold gathered around the base of the funnel in the blue bowl. That's all minus 100 gold. Really fine stuff. But that's all gold going in my starter bottle that we wouldn't have had earlier.